Here at the Masternodes, we are not making any claims as to income you may earn. Before entering any agreement, please use caution and seek the advice of a professional advisor, such as attorney or financial advisor.
Please ensure your own research is done before investing any money into the market.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's podcast. My name is Nestor Sanchez. This is my boy Ryan Prendes,
Hey, what's going on, guys?
and we are the Masternodes. Remember to follow our personal social media accounts. Mine is at Masternode1. Ryan's is at Rye the Crypto Guy. And make sure to stay tuned for the end. We're going to have some additional resources for y'all to get started on your cryptocurrency journey.
So, this is our news segment of the week. We're going to be discussing two news topics that happened this week that we feel that you guys need to know. First and foremost, I want to talk about something that hit close to home. Last week, the iconic Staples Center is actually now called the crypto.com arena. I don't know if y'all have heard, but crypto.com recently purchased the naming rights for the venue for $700 million. It's one of the biggest deals in sports naming rights history. This contract between owners AEG and crypto.com is set to last 20 years. The 20,000 seat arena has been named the Staples Center since it opened in October 1990, with the naming rights owned by the American Office Supplies retail company under a 20-year agreement. Since that 20-year agreement has recently ended, crypto.com came in, swept every competition that they could for the naming rights. And I don't know, if I was AEG, I would have made this deal as well. But for me being and living in LA, I feel that I'm always going to call it the Staples Center. No matter what, it's always going to be the Staples Center to me. As much as I love crypto, it's just something that we're always going to call it. And so what do you feel about this, Nestor? I noticed that you're wearing the LA Lakers hat or
Yeah.
beanie. I know that you're a Lakers fan. So yeah, like, what do you feel about this change?
I basically had to do it to him, even though we're not doing so well right now. Shout out Braun. But yeah, the crypto.com arena, I think it has a nice ring to it. But I think I'm kind of like on Ryan's boat. I've been calling it the Staples Center for so long, but I feel like after a while, I'm gonna definitely get used to it. But I really like to see that, cryptocurrency exchanges are literally in the front of all this stuff. They shoveled out a lot of money in order to be named the crypto.com arena. We said it was like 70 mil. So that's
700
pretty
mil.
700 mil. That's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. And I mean, they had money to spend. And all this money that they've been making with this cryptocurrency stuff, all the boom that's been happening. They obviously charge fees. They've been making appreciation when it comes to their Crow token. So, I mean, they'll be able to make some money. And I think this is a great play for them. Definitely puts them in the spotlight. Now every Laker player is going to be wearing that crypto.com insignia. It's going to be on on the floor, I'm pretty sure. So it's going to be great to see cryptocurrency everywhere. And I think it's only time will tell before this starts to boom even more. It made the Crow token actually quite valuable. I don't know if you guys ended up popping on with that, but Abel, shout out Abel. He let me know a bit about it.
Yeah, and so time will tell where we see this cryptocurrency space go. We're just in the beginning. Mainstream media is barely getting a hold of it, cryptocurrency. We're also entering in a new year. Happy New Year, by the way, y'all.
Mhm.
And it's just gonna be one of those things where, as time goes on, we're gonna see mainstream media pick up on it more. We're gonna see people wondering, like, what is cryptocurrency? And that's where we're going to step in, and we're going to be like, this is what cryptocurrency is. We are a great beginner course, especially in the LA area. I feel like it's going to give us kind of that trampoline effect or that catapult effect to like lead into a new audience, because we're now seeing it affect the LA area as a whole.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like a real, I think, in like information hub. People are seeing the Lakers who were never thought about cryptocurrency. Now they're thinking, whoa, this thing got changed to crypto.com. What is that? Crypto.com arena.
Yeah.
Like they're probably gonna be confused by the name, because I was always confused by the name. Why does it have a .com in the freaking title?
Yeah.
uh, but anyway, yeah, speaking about the future, we're gonna be talking about the metaverse. So I know if you guys haven't heard, but the metaverse is basically a new world that you can kind of go into through virtual reality with those little goggles, and you're able to interact with this metaverse, build stuff on it, do quite a bit of things. But businesses are actually starting to get into this as well. So one of the metaverses that is kind of popular out there, you have Decentraland, you have Sandbox, you have Wild, but we're going to be talking about Sandbox today. So Sandbox, they're talking to a company in Hong Kong called PWC, which is a consultancy business. They're going to actually be going into the metaverse, like quite literally. They bought a little plot of land and everything. So they said Thursday that PWC bought some land, some virtual real estate that's represented as an NFT. A PWC Hong Kong representative, actually, they didn't specify how much they bought or which specific land plots, because they do kind of cost different. But land has gone for around $10,000 per plot of land when talking about blockchain data. So that's quite a bit of money to shell out. It's kind of an experimental move, but honestly, I think it's very forward thinking. They're basically going to be consulting other big brands who want to join the metaverse as well. So we have had big brands that are already joining the metaverse. You have Adidas, you have Nike, and those are all titans when it comes to like apparel and, just kind of, the apparel space in general. Nike and Adidas, look, I'm wearing literally Adidas right now. This was not planned. So they're basically everywhere. And the fact that they're going into the metaverse is a huge sign, I think, for a lot of other businesses to kind of get that go ahead. They're in it. So we're either behind or we're not going to join at all. So other people are definitely going to do that. And PwC said, we'll leverage our expertise to advise clients who wish to embrace the metaverse on the full range of challenges presented by this global digital phenomenon. So there's definitely a lot of stuff that's going to be a challenge, but going into it, I think it's going to be more positive than anything. And there's so much more excitement. This is just the beginning of the metaverse. We barely have people building stuff yet, so we don't really know what's to come. But there's tons of different things that I can think of when joining, maybe apparel in the metaverse. If I wanted to go to, I don't need to go to the mall necessarily anymore. I can go to this metaverse, try some stuff on, and if it fits, if I like it, boom, they send it to my door maybe. So there's different things that we could do. And there's not really that much users coming in. Last month, they recorded that 4,500 new users have been added to their servers, interacting with that decentralized application. But it's growing, and I think it's because of the technology. What do you think, Ryan?
I want to bring up a good point, because so when it comes to technology, I feel like the more advanced that we get, the more the younger generation seems to understand it. And a lot of times you see the younger generation teaching the older generation how to use it. I don't know if y'all remember when smart TVs were first popping up, but I remember having to teach my grandparents how smart TV works, because they didn't know what to do or how to use it. So I feel like it's always relied on the younger generations for them to kind of teach the older generations and put them on, be like, look, this is how this works. This is what this is. You should get into it, because, Nike's getting into it, brands that they know. Nike's getting into it. Adidas is getting into it. We have, like you said, PWC is also getting into it. And it's all into
Yeah,
the
and that's just one like metaverse.
Yes.
Too.
So let me throw this question at you. Who owns Oculus?
Facebook, Meta.
Facebook and Meta, which are the same thing. So Meta owns Oculus. And for all of, everyone knows, or not everyone knows, but it's kind of just like a thing where a lot of the older crowd utilizes Facebook, and a lot of the younger crowd utilizes like Instagram, TikTok, all the newer social media apps. Now, where I'm going with this is, we see that there's a younger generation and a younger crowd really building up this niche and building up this specific want for this new technology, which would be, VR technology, the metaverse. It's the next big thing. And so how can a company like Facebook, where it's drawn to older crowds, bring in that newer interest to, VR technology? Well, what they're going to do is they're going to actually pump the younger crowds back into the old social medias, so that way they could teach the older generations how to use this technology. So where I feel that the metaverse really is going to go is it's going to have this exponential like amount of users. Yes, you're saying that there's only 4,500 users right now just on the sandbox, but I feel like we're going to see this explosive amount of users come into the metaverse all at once, because these social media corporates and social media giants are just going to come together and really just go to town with the metaverse. So when it comes to the metaverse, I'm really excited to see where these things are going to go, because you already see all the dominoes coming into play. You see all of these trend patterns when it comes to blowing up something that as simple, or not simple, as complex as the metaverse. All these people that are backing it, it's just like they're adding the support in order for the larger grand scheme of things to be built upon.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you saying like it's exponential growth. Yeah, it was 4,500 in 1 month. So I think after your friends go and say, hey, bro, I've been playing this game on Sandbox, and you don't know what the heck they're talking about, I think that's going to be the whole thing that's going to flip the switch. And they're going to be like, hey, here, use it, put it on. And then that's going to be like, dang, I got to get me a freaking VR headset now. And I think, yeah, that's totally how it's going to be.
And for the people that can't afford the VR headsets, that's when the advertisements to their parents and grandparents are going to be like, hey, oh, my kid's talking about VR technology. Wait, on Facebook, I'm seeing an ad for this Oculus. Maybe I should buy it for them. It's going to be like a what is that word where it kind of hands it off a funnel. They're going to use their social medias as a funnel, so that way you can get audience as a whole to kind of funnel their way either into themselves purchasing VR technology, or purchasing VR technology for the younger generation to use.
And I feel like old people have they have the application, and I think the need to kind of do it more, because if I'm young, I could go travel, I can move, I can be more versatile, I could play video games, I could play basketball. Them, they can't really do that physically, So playing in the VR would be a great way to kind of be immersive in a certain type of thing. I saw somebody go into the Louvre, right? It was a grandma, that was one of her things, she really wanted to do it. Boom, she went into the Louvre with the little VR glasses. She was able to explore it, do things that she wasn't able to do simply with VR. So yeah, it's pretty cool. We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, there's going to definitely be a lot of explosive amount of growth these next coming years, and I'm really excited to see what Meta has in store for this growth. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about the top 5 weekly highs for the top 5 cryptocurrencies. We normally don't bring up Tether because Tether kind of remains $1, and who wants to talk about fiat? So we're not going to bring it up. So we bring up the next one. So Bitcoin was at 51,906 this past week for its weekly high. We have Ethereum at 4,117, BNB at 570, Solana at 203, and 88 at $1.58. Now that we're in a new year, I feel that we're going to be seeing kind of this drawback from a lot of people seeing the end of Q4 going into Q1. So expect either to buy during sales these next couple of weeks, because we're going to be seeing some drawback from last year's investors kind of taking profit, enjoying their holidays. But at the start of Q1, we also always see explosive growth in certain coins, whether it be coins that we're going to see expand throughout the year, or projects we're going to see expand throughout the year, or developments that we could see potentially happening at some point this year.
Definitely. And that kind of wraps up today's podcast. Oh, as always, thanks for listening. Remember to follow and subscribe our social media accounts. We have Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and Twitter, all of them at The Masternodes. Our visual podcast experience can be found on YouTube, and our audio podcast experience can be found on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and all your other favorite podcast sources. Also, visit our website, www.themasternodes.com. Subscribe to that email list to receive the latest and greatest cryptocurrency information. And that's it. Have yourselves a great day today. Choose kindness.
Cool. Thank y'all for joining. Much appreciated as always, and bless up.